Beats Planet.
And we back like bra straps. What's happening, folks? Voch Lombardi with another rankings blog. We're gonna talk a little bit of we're gonna talk linebackers today. I haven't made this video. It took me a while to make this video because I was wrapped up in the I was finishing up some film reviews, some film studies, and we got Voch Lombardi live off the ground. You know, the live streams and all that. So we're back with linebackers today, man. Let's go ahead and start, man. Let's go ahead and start with my pet cat, bro. Let's just go ahead and I love Miles Jack, man. I love Miles Jack. That dude, in my opinion, is the best linebacker in the draft. He's the best player in the draft, in my opinion. Like that dude, this how strongly I feel about Miles Jack. I think if you put Miles Jack in Cleveland, he wouldn't be bad. Just my opinion. If you put Miles Jack in Cleveland, he'll be all right. He'll be productive. They might actually get some tackles over there. That's how I look at it. Miles Jack is that dude. Athletic, freakishly athletic. Play running back. Great instincts. He sniffs out plays on a dime. If it's a run play, he's downfield. If it's a pass play, he's back. He don't fall for that play action crap. He don't fall for it. Draws play action, he don't fall for it. Instincts. If you don't believe me, watch my Miles Jack film breakdown. It's on there, okay? Against BYU. Kid's covering the slot. Now, he ain't just lined up out wide as a linebacker and they just gonna drop him to the flats. Nah, he's man-to-man running with the slot. And they tried him, and it didn't work. They lined him up on the outside receiver. Locking him down too. Running with him. When you see some of these other linebackers, they like to run away from blocks. Nah, Miles Jack embraces the thump. Miles Jack embraces getting down in the trenches. Stopping those blocks. Then using a defensive lineman-ish, using this D-line type of disengagement move. And goes to make the tackle. Always around the football. Please, I'm talking about some Joey Bosa. When y'all hear media analysts on television, ESPN, NFL, when they talk about Jalen Ramsey, right? They go, yeah, he's this, he's that, he's that, he's that. But you kind of see 3 interceptions in 3 years, right? You know when they talk about when they talk about Laramie Tunsil, right? He's this, he's that, he's that, he's that. But can he do this in the run game? You know, can he do that? When you see somebody, you know, when they talk about Joey Bosa, he's this, he's that, boom, 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 boom. But does he bend that corner? You know, is he an elite pass? He's not this, he's not that. You know? When they talk about Miles Jack, all they seem to talk about is an injury. When they're talking about when they're talking about the player, ain't no buts with Miles Jack. Miles Jack has no question marks as a player. Now, when you say, Voch Lombardi, tell us about his knee. I'll tell you about his knee. 2 words, modern medicine. Jamal Charles tore his ACL in the middle of the season. I think at the end of the season he tore his ACL. Somewhere around there. Middle of the season, yeah. He was doing jumping jacks and jump ropes in February, okay? These NFL doctors, That NFL insurance, their Obamacare ain't like our Obamacare. It's different. Okay? Modern medicine gets things done. 2 words for y'all, man. If y'all worry about, what about his knee? Modern medicine. Miles Jack's knee is going to be fine. It's going to be all right. He may not play for you in August, but damn it, you got a Pro Bowl player for 10 years if you draft that kid. And I hope the Cowboys don't mess this up. If Miles Jack is on the board and we don't take him, I hope Dallas doesn't mess this up. Damn, I want Miles Jack on my football team. Moving on, let me go. I had to get that out the way, man. My bad. My second guy is Darren Lee. The only reason let me do honorable mentions first. Can I do an honorable mention for Jalen Smith? And that's the only reason Darren Lee number 2 on my board, because Jalen Smith, now his injury different. They talking about nerve damage with his. This is more of a Marcus Lattimore type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Smith looking bad. But if Jalen Smith was 100%, he'll be a top 10, top 5 linebacker as well. You know, he can go out there and cover those guys with the best stuff. You know, he can run sideline to sideline. You know, he doesn't go down there and thump with the offensive line. He likes to run around those guys. He gives a little ground in that process. But he's arguably a better cover linebacker than Miles Jack. But Miles Jack puts it all together so well. But Jalen Smith, linebacker, Notre Dame. He's my honorable mention. And the only reason he's that, I would rank him. If I could rank him, he'll be number 2. But I just don't know where to put him. I just don't know where to put him with his knee. Like, I got to hear what the doctor say. If the doctor say, hey man, he probably won't play this year, but he'll be back in 2017, well, he goes back to, you know, a Pro Bowl prospect or a top prospect, right? But the way it's looking, it don't look too good for him. Like, he may not play football ever look for him. So, like I said, we'll see. We'll cross that road when we get there. But Darren Lee is my number 2 guy since Jalen Smith is out. Darren Lee's my number 2 guy. Strictly off of athleticism is why he's over Reggie Ragland here. Now, the reason I say that is because Darren Lee can play any position in any system. He can play the mic. Darren Lee is a will backer. Okay? He's kind of long, so he can play Sam too. And he can play Mike if you need him to. And he's athletic enough to do it. That's why he has the nod over Reggie Ragland. Even though Reggie Ragland could be a better middle linebacker in a 3-4 system. You know what I'm saying? Reggie's my number 3 guy. With Reggie, we can talk about Reggie and Darren together as a 2 and 3 type of deal. With Reggie, if you give him another linebacker on the inside, like I said, that 3-4 situation, if you give him another linebacker on the inside that can kind of help out, then you can get, you know, Reggie doesn't have to be that fast. You know, he can be a Brandon Spikes type of guy. Now, I'll tell you this, Reggie Ragland, I'm saying he's not athletic, but I'm saying not athletic in the sense of Miles Jack, Jalen Smith, Darren Lee athletic. He's way more athletic than a guy like Scooby Wright, who's not on my list. He's more athletic than a Kyler Fackrell, who's not on my list neither. But I like that. I like Kyler Fackrell. He's a good guy. But I like Darren Lee in coverage a little better when I look at Reggie Ragland. And I think of the possibility, man. What if he gets matched up with Darren Sproles? You know, we got problems, right? But Reggie is so instinctful, man. You know, he's so aware, football aware. He's a football player. If anything is going on in A gap, Reggie right there. Don't worry about it. Reggie gonna clean all that up for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you would prefer another linebacker be inside with him with 2 more linebackers on the outside. Like I said, in a 3-4 system, like if the Jets draft Reggie Ragland, that's a great spot for him. But it's just that Darren Lee can do so much. You know, he'll get that nod over Reggie, in my opinion. Next up, I kind of went back and forth between these next 2 guys, but I'll say Sewell Cravens is my next guy. You know, Josh Perry is after him, but and those two are kind of tossed up in my opinion. But Sua Cravens, there's a lot of talk from the draft community that Sua can play safety as well. I just want to let y'all know, y'all can go ahead and cut that mess out right now. Sua Cravens is not going to play any type of safety in his life at all. He's going to be a linebacker. He's going to be a will linebacker on the next level. As long as there's nobody blocking him, Sua Cravens is that dude. Sideline to sideline, fast enough to get there. He can make tackles. Flies around the field. If Troy Polamalu played linebacker, is how I look at it. As Sua Cravens. But he's not that physical. You know. Now, granted, I like Troy Polamalu on 3rd and 1 to jump over somebody and make the play. I don't like Sua Cravens be that aware. I just don't see it. I think Sua Cravens ends up getting blocked in that situation. Josh Perry, I can say the same thing about him, kind of, sort of. You know, he's a very active guy, a very solid linebacker, right? Nah, I mean, he's on this list because I can't just have 4 guys on the list. He's rounding my list off. You know what I'm saying? There's one guy after him. But Josh Perry is a very balanced. He's a very balanced guy. Now the guy after Josh Perry is Deion Jones. Now I like Deion Jones because he gets downfield in a hurry. There's a downfield upfield debate. He gets to the backfield early. Whatever. He gets I call it downhill. He gets downhill in a hurry. Deion Jones. Physical dude. Stop the run. Whoops ass. Bang, bang, bang. Just like that. Problem is he can't cover. Josh Perry can cover. That's where the whole situation comes in at. Josh Perry can't cover as good as the top guys that we're talking about, but Josh Perry covers good enough to say, hey, he's a linebacker, he can cover. I don't trust Deion Jones to cover nothing. If he's a gambler, man, I wouldn't want him to cover the spread. I just don't want Deion Jones covering nobody. He'll probably be a middle linebacker when it's all said and done. And Josh Perry, like I said, he can run. Now, granted, I like Josh Perry better in the pass game, but I like Deion Jones better against the run. That's just me. But like I said, man, it is what it is. It's my rankings. And to be fair, you know, I do these rankings because people ask for them. But I change my mind every day. I change my mind all the time. If you watch the Reggie Ragland video, I said Reggie was the 3rd running back. But when you go, third linebacker. But when you go watch my Darren Lee video, I say I like Reggie way more than Darren Lee. And if you watch another video, you'll see me say Darren Lee's better than Reggie Ragland. Like, this whole draft thing is a process. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna stop until draft day. So you know, that thing happens. You know, people get better, pro days happen, you know, combines, you know, things like that. You see Reggie in and out of these hip drills, and you see, hey man, Darren Lee has better hips than Reggie Ragland. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? You see things like that, you know, and it makes you change your mind up a little bit. But anyway, I'm Voch Lombardi, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Go peep my linebacker videos. Go look at them, you know, and see what I'm talking about. I think I covered all these guys at some point. My Twitter in the top left corner up there, Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI. Follow me there. And y'all hold it down for the Doski Wilson and peace.